Sorry, evil grin about the fact that I'm posting this video above the blog below. And for those of you that aren't watching this on my blog and watching it on maybe YouTube, the story below on my blog is about a bullying instance in a restaurant that got out of hand. Sound familiar? Yeah, I'm going to address the spur issue. But I'm going to give it a bit of background before I do, because I think you need to understand where I'm coming from as a parent. 6 weeks ago, we go out to breakfast with my mom and sister, and my daughter keeps complaining that the boy in the playground's being horrible to her. Now, any parent with two kids will tell you they tattletale at the drop of a hat. So I kept kind of saying to her, you know what, either go and play or come and sit down. And she'd go and play. So it couldn't have been that big an issue. Second time, third time, I said to her, that's it. Come and sit and eat your breakfast, which she did. And after breakfast, she asked if she could go play again. By all means. And I stood up to watch to make sure she went to the play area. And as she got to the play area, little boy walks up and pushes her to the point where she's nearly knocked off her feet. And I was like, that's it. Walked round, took my kid by the arm, brought her back to the table. And as I got back to the table, this little young man's mother stood up, and it's a split level restaurant, stood up on the upper level, screaming at me about how it's effing normal he does it to everyone. And I was stood there going, do you hear yourself? To you, it's normal that he hits other kids, and therefore you won't do anything about it. Situation escalated, and it was just a screaming match all round. Wimpy management got involved. They ended up getting the situation resolved, and we all went back to having our breakfast. A little bit irate, but we went back to breakfast. Fast forward 6 weeks, and the spur issue breaks. And the minute the story broke, I knew there was more to it. It had to be more to it. And as witnesses came forward and things evolved, we realized that the situation behind the argument was the father went to address with the mother the fact that her son had punched his daughter in the face. Now, to every parent watching this, put yourself in his shoes. Your child has just been punched in the face. What do? You address it with the other parent. You walk up and you go, you know what, sort your son out, which is exactly what he did. And the response from the other parent was, go F yourself. Pause for effect. What do? You've gone to address a bullying issue with a bully's mother, and she tells you to go F yourself. Of course it's going to get out of hand. Now, to Mr. Piakar, I do not for a second condone what you did. You should have very politely gone, you know what, sod this, and walked away. Because in all fairness, you go and address a bullying issue with a bully's parent, and the parent's a bully. You kind of go, you know what, you ain't going to win this argument, and you walk away. 2, Madam Victim, do you get the irony of your situation? That a man has come to you and said your son has punched a girl in the face. And when he threatens to punch you, you want the country to feel sorry for you because you're the victim? No. What you should have said was, I am unaware of the situation, but I will address it with my child. Done! Father would have been vindicated. He would have gone back to drinking his beer. You would have gone back to drinking your wine. And everybody would have been happy. Instead, you opt to tell him to go F himself. How is that acceptable in any society where your response to a parent coming to you is go F yourself? It's not acceptable, my dear. When somebody's evidently irate, you don't poke the bear. Seriously? Also, to everybody flying at racial flag at the moment, go and watch the video, please. Watch it multiple times. Because as a fellow vlogger this morning pointed out, there wasn't a single racial slur in that entire argument. Because it wasn't racial. It was a parental issue. It was a father who was highly irate with a mother because her son had punched his daughter. Any parent would be irate in that situation. The only time that video turned racial was right at the end, when he's being escorted out of Spur and she noticed she was being videotaped. Shoops, race card. Seriously? Seriously. I don't know about the rest of you out there, but I am so hurtful of that friggin' card being pulled every time there's an instance between people of different races. This wasn't a racial issue, people. It was a parental issue. And in all fairness, they were both wrong. He should have walked away and she should not have used that kind of language. So, my request to every parent out there, based on the spur issue and on the wimpy issue, when a parent comes to you and says, listen, your child has punched, bit, slapped, pushed, whatever, another child, your response is, repeat after me, I'm unaware of the situation, but I will address it with my child. Say again, I am unaware of the situation, but I will address it with my child. Get it? Because what that does is it removes any and all tension out of the situation, and it means you'll talk to your child. You talk to your child anyway. Whether you talk to them about the fight or not, that's up to you. But you at least validate the other parent's issue. Because I tell you what, by not addressing it, you're making the situation worse. And by the way, every single child goes through a phase where they bite, smack, bully, whatever. It's normal. It's not a reflection on you as a parent. It's a normal situation. And by acknowledging that it is a situation, you make it a better one. So, Mr. PK, future reference. Go and address it with the parent. When it gets out of hand, walk away. Madam Victim, when somebody accuses your son of punching a girl, go, I say again, I'm unaware of the situation, but I will address it with my child. It would have been resolved. There wouldn't have been any table throwing. There wouldn't have been any threats for PKs. None of it. So, not a racial issue, parental issue. Don't swear at people. Offer to fix the problem. It'll be a far better place we live in. Anyway, that's my bit on the whole spur issue. Hope to catch you guys again soon.